For the good of all Cree.
For the good of all Cree.
Welcome in, everyone. And that's not even what we're talking about tonight. No. But welcome in, everybody, to another episode of Disney Movie Review. We are back from our 17-week hiatus.
Yep.
Not really 17 weeks. But we are back and better than ever. Hope everybody's been having a great few weeks. But it has been at least a couple weeks since we've done one of these.
Yeah.
And last time we did one, Dan pulled a doozy for me, as usual. And he pulled none other than the Princess Protection Program, a Disney Channel exclusive. And that's exactly what we are going to talk about tonight with all of you. But it's going to be fun. We're going to make it a good time. But before we do that, first and foremost, let me say hi to my buddy. What's going on, Danny? Good to see you, pal.
Daniel, I cannot believe we're talking about this movie, honestly. Like, I remember when we were planning the show and I was writing down all the films to go into the pod, I was like, do I put this down? Do I even write this one down? Yes, I'm going to write this down because if we ever pull it, it's going to be hilarious to talk about two grown men talking about the Princess Protection Program.
We seem to pull these a lot, I have to say.
Get the bad ones out the way. Well, maybe not. Maybe it's not bad. Maybe we'll let you know. But get these ones out of the way early and save all the good ones later. It's really good to be back. I love doing these shows with Walt, and we have a real good time every Sunday. And it's kind of like our Disney movie book club kind of thing. So I hope you guys join us for the whole stream. Listen to our review of this film. I'm back from a little bit of a hiatus myself on YouTube. I took a little bit of a break. And it's been fun. I did Disney Fiasco, my normal live show, yesterday, 7 p.m. Saturdays at 7 p.m. It was so funny yesterday. So you haven't checked out.
Yesterday was a hoot. That was fun.
Yeah, it was good fun. So if you haven't checked out my stream yesterday, it was I couldn't stop laughing. So it was real good fun. And we are back talking about Disney movie review. So
we are. It's gonna be a ton of fun. We are going to talk about it. But before we do that, let's do a little bit of mousekeeping because I want to make sure I get everything in. Obviously, welcome everybody for being here, and let's be sure to share out Dean at the Live Place, theliveplace.com. Thank you to Dean. Family-friendly streams. If you're looking for a streamer, someone like Dan or myself, we're there. And there are others there as well. If you're looking for Disney or even non-Disney stuff, there's other genres there as well. Check them out. Dean at the Live Place. He's a great supporter of us. It's kind of our way of giving back to him. Our two partner channels, one of them right here is this guy, Disney Dan. Dan goes live on Saturdays with Disney Fiasco and, of course, Sundays with me right here for Disney Movie Review. And Steve's World as well. Steve goes live on Mondays with Just Another Monday Night. I think he changed to 6 o'clock now. Dan's show on Saturday is 7 p.m. Correct, sir?
Correct.
All right. And members, thank you to all of our members. Members, you always go above and beyond, so we really appreciate your generosity and loyalty to all of our members. You guys are amazing. Melissa and I, we can't even thank you enough, but thank you. Now let's say hi to everybody in the chat real fast, Dan, and then we'll get started on Triple P. That's what I'm going to call it. Oh, jeez.
You mean PPP?
What'd you say?
She said. I said, or you mean the PPP?
The PPP. Exactly. Brent Patterson, welcome in. Hey, you, welcome in. Gene, welcome in. 52573. Keith BDF is here. There's Megan Grant. Mike Klemovich. Disney Dan is in the house.
Yep.
Michael Redmond is here. Debbie Bernfeld is here. Mike, Debbie, they're members. Always great to have them here. Megan Grant is also another member. Thank you to our members for your generosity again. Hannah Waghorn is here. Hannah's also a member. Welcome in, Hannah. Good to see you, dear. Paula Rainwaters is here. Rebecca Virginia DIY is also here. Good to see you, ladies. They're both members as well. Eric Lee is in the house. Paul Engel is here. What's up, Paul? Good to see you, pal. Another member. Courtney Rainwaters, another member, is here. Courtney, good to see you, dear. Melissa's in the house. My better half. She's here. Greg's Robotics in the house, and we are up to date. All right, Daniel. Disney movie review. Let me just say this first and foremost. This movie is at the height of Selena Gomez and Demi Lovato's popularity with Disney Channel.
Remember, it went downhill from here.
Well, to an extent, yeah, you're kind of right. But remember, I think Wizards of Waverly Place
Yeah.
for Selena Gomez. Demi Lovato had her show, and the name of her show escapes me.
It's
This is really
Sunny with a Chance. Sunny with a Chance.
Sunny with a Chance, right? Which, by the way, our boys watched both of them. They're actually both not bad shows.
Not bad.
I like both of them. But this is at the height of their popularity on the Disney Channel.
Yeah.
So I really think Disney really banked on that when they said, let's put Selena Gomez and Demi Lovato together in this movie. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think with everything that they've been doing, I think Camp Rock was before this as well. So we already established who Demi Lovato was. Obviously, Selena Gomez was very, very popular as well at the time, being that she was on Wizards of Waverly Place, one of the biggest Disney Channel shows, apart from like The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody and all those kind of shows as well. So to have essentially your two biggest female stars in your Disney Channel group at the moment to be featured in the film, that's quite a big thing to do. And then they produced this film in 2009, and it was interesting. It was an interesting thing. I think they purely did this for popularity for young girls or for young fans of these two celebrities to watch a film pretty much about them being a princess. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Courtney Rainwaters is here. Courtney, another member. Good to see you, dear. Charles Weiss, another member, is also in the house. Good to have you all here. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. I know it's a Sunday night, but we're glad you're here. Rebecca Virginia DIY says, can't believe I've never seen this movie. Well, look, what's the one thing we always say, Dan? Watch these movies.
Yeah, watch these movies.
Good or bad, make your own decision. This is our review, and no matter what it is, we always say kind of just take your review, your own, and go see it. That's why we always tell you the week before or 2 weeks before, however long it is, so that you guys have time to see it, and then you can kind of make your own ranking at the end, because that's what we do. And I'm sorry, I'm all over the place tonight, but that's the other thing we do is at the end of the night, before we get out of here, Dan and I will each give our letter grade.
Yeah.
And it's a letter grade from A+ all the way down to an F, and why we gave that letter grade. But we want your letter grades as well. So if you've seen this, hang on to the end, because we want your letter grade. Correct, Dan?
Absolutely. I think this has always been a fun sort of thing to share amongst our watchers, our viewers. We always choose a random film, and it's like our book club. Like I said at the start of the stream, we want you guys to go out, for one evening, spend some time with your family, your partner, your friend, watch one of these films, and see what you think, and then come back here at Sundays and discuss it with us.
I agree 100%. Wishing mouth, Zoe's in the house. Zoe, good to see you. Charles says, sitting at the pool with a rum drink in hand, watching y'all while the kids are playing. That sounds awesome, man. Have fun, Charles.
Good. That sounds relaxed.
Good way to spend the Sunday night, for sure. All right, so let's get into this. The Princess Protection Program.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just kind of start. Hey, Samantha. Welcome in, Samantha. Hello. So we kind of start out in Louisiana, starting the South. They're down by the bayou, kind of. You see this dad. He kind of runs a bait and tackle shop down in the bayou, which is big down there, for fishing and all. And his daughter is Selena Gomez. High school girl, normal high school girl, very pretty. Selena Gomez is beautiful. She's in high school, and of course, just like in all of these movies, you have your mean girls. You have the hunk boyfriend that everybody wants, and that
and then the not so smart sidekick friend.
Yeah, right. And then the not so smart sidekick friend, and that's kind of where we start. We start with Selena Gomez working with her dad at the bake and tackle shop. The hunk guy shows up with the two mean girls in this car, and they're supposed to take her to school, but they don't have a way for her to do it, and then their dad's got to take her to school. So it's that whole not popular pretty girl who's really nice, and the mean girls.
It's Mean Girls. It's the same thing that we've been seeing in all of these other sort of Disney. It's the same route I think Disney Channel does with all of these films, where there's always the most popular kid in school who has like a best friend who's a bit ditzy, and all the boys sort of get along with the more popular girls, and then obviously our protagonist is always maybe the little less unpopular. Same thing that we saw in the Lizzie McGuire film. So
Yeah.
it's exactly the same in Camp Rock, same in all of these films we've already reviewed. It's the exact same. So
yeah, there's a lot of similarities in that respect, but this movie is unique in some ways, and we're gonna kind of get to that. So she doesn't get the ride with the guy and the other two girls, so she's got to be taken to school by her dad, and her dad actually isn't a bacon tackle shop owner. That's kind of a
no.
ruse for his real job, and we'll get to what his real job is in a minute. So now we kind of got a little bit of a pre-character development of what Selena Gomez is about. Not a lot. Look, I don't expect major character developments on these Disney Channel
no.
shows. That's not, and it's really not what they're meant for. It's not. I get it. I mean, look, it's not what they're meant to do.
It's not Citizen Kane. But it's
not meant to be either. It's not. It's not the same demographic. They're not making that movie for the people that watch Citizen Kane. That's how I see it. I get it. But now that we've got a little bit of background on Selena Gomez, we now jump to this country,
Costa Luna.
Costa Luna. Thank you. Where Demi Lovato is a princess and her mom is the queen. Her dad is gone. He's passed. She's about to become the queen. She's about to take over the
the
monarchy.
Inauguration. That's it.
Inauguration. That's exactly right. George Priestley, welcome in, buddy. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Melissa says, I know. Why is it always the same scenario? Because it's an easy scenario. That's why. And that's okay. I get it. Look, Snow White, Cinderella, they're all the same scenario. The prince, the girl that wants to be princess is saved by the prince. It's okay. I mean, it works. Keep doing things that work. But let's talk about Demi Lovato. So she's about to be, have her inauguration.
Yeah.
And there's this hostile takeover of her country by the general.
It's really funny because when the general enters the scene, so the crown is about to be placed on Demi Lovato's head, and the general comes in. And do you remember the scene in the first Pirates of the Caribbean film where Will Turner throws his sword against the door and prevents Jack from escaping?
Yes. It
was pretty much the exact same thing, but done in a much worse way. You actually see the sword hover in midair, like it's breaking the force of gravity. And like, it's just like you see the sword like in midair with a green screen in the back, and it goes straight through the crown into the throne in the big hall. And I'm just like, yeah, Pirates did it in a much better way. And we get introduced to General Zod, Kane, Con, Coon, I don't know where his name is. Kane. General Kane.
General Kane. Yeah, I think it's General Kane, right?
I think so. Let me check.
Or is it Senor Elegante? Or is that that's
the fashion designer.
No, General Magnus Kane. There it is.
That's it. General Magnus Kane.
Yep. And he's kind of he's kind of funny, to be honest with you. But he wants to take over the country. He wants to be a dictator. Is really what he wants to be.
Yeah.
He wants to be in power, in charge, take over the country. Candy Tink, welcome in. Trent E. Dean, welcome in. I'm new to this. Well, welcome in. That's okay. We're having fun. We're doing a Disney movie review. That's one of my favorite movies because I'm a huge Selena Gomez fan.
Nice.
That's awesome. That's great. So I'm sure you've seen this. But that's what he wants. General Kane wants to do a hostile takeover. He wants to be the king. He wants to be the dictator. He doesn't care about the people. He just wants the power. He wants the glory. He wants all that comes with it. And he's willing to do anything, including imprisoning or even taking out Demi Lovato and her mom if necessary.
Yeah,
that's the vibe I got. What about you, Dan?
Yeah, so that was his plan, and to take the throne. And almost to marry Demi Lovato's mother so that he could become king of Costa Luna, whatever the place is called. Mm-hmm. And it was up to Selena Gomez's father. Not only did he work in sort of this live bait selling shop, he also works for the PPP, which is
Protection Program,
which is the Princess Protection. He's a major.
Yeah. Yeah,
and what he does, he escapes with Demi Lovato's character, Rosalinda, and they escape to the fortress from Captain America: Civil War. No, they don't. They go to an island, where they go through the 4 stages of the worst thing you could ever do to a young girl's appearance. So yeah.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. But he's there. Well, first off, he is even the daughter kind of knows what he does, because he's always got to go out on these missions. So she's always like, please come back. And he's always like, it's you and me, kid. It's me and you, pal. I think he calls her pal. But that's what he does for a living. That's what his real job is. The bait and tackle is kind of a ruse, because he doesn't want everybody to know what he does. But he takes Demi Lovato. He does get her out safely. The general doesn't get her, but the mom doesn't make it. The mom kind of sacrifices herself, so to speak, and stays
to
behind
protect the kingdom. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. As a hostage to the general. So Demi Lovato goes off with the dad. They go over to the Princess Protection Program. This base where all these other princesses are there. I didn't realize there was this many takeovers in all these different countries.
I know.
There must have been 50 different princesses. So all these countries are trying to get hostile takeovers, by the way. By the way, Captain Akron, welcome in. Good to see you.
Welcome in, my captain.
Good to see you.
But
that was kind of cool. I liked seeing that part.
But they were doing the 4 stages of the 4 things that they do at this sort of facility, and I think the third one was transformation, right?
Right, exactly.
Right.
I think so. Yeah.
And all they pretty much did for the transformation to disguise Demi Lovato, right? You're disguising a princess of a country. So what do? You would maybe do some like facial reconstruction or do something to completely
different hair, color it, something.
You seen the film Face Off with Nicolas Cage and John Travolta? Right, they should have done something like that, but no, they didn't. They pretty much did they cut a couple of inches of Demi Lovato's hair, and they put her in not street a clothes. Dress. They put her in street clothes. That was it. Like, she's so unrecognizable now. If I did this, Walt, if I did this, so unrecognizable. Right?
I don't even know who you are right now.
I know.
I don't even know who you are right now.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Oh, I know, but Daniel, you have got to take this movie in context for what it is. Like you said, this is not Citizen Kane. It's not meant to be. Her disguise is just wearing normal clothes, basically. But if you're used to seeing it...
If I left the stream, hold on. If I left the stream, shaved my beard, and changed into a green shirt,
you would look different.
I would look so different.
You would. You would. How many times have I gone on? Melissa, you're in the chat. Please answer this. Whenever I go and I shave, everybody always says, "Oh my God, Walt, you look so different." So there is some truth to that, and you do look different when you shave.
Yeah, but not so much I wouldn't be recognized for a hostile takeover of my country.
Paul Angle goes, "Where's Dan?" when you took your glasses off. Exactly. Brent, we're going to get to our review. Trust me, we're going to get to it. See, look, Melissa says it. That's true. See, that's what happens. It's like Clark Kent. Take the glasses off and oh my God, he's Superman.
He's Superman. I didn't even know.
See, but they do the same thing in Superman. Hey, Rachel, welcome in, Rachel.
Oh, hey, Rachel.
Good to see you. All right, so let's move on. So he saves her, takes her home with him because she's really the only one he trusts. She doesn't want to go anywhere else. So he's like, all right, you can come with us. And he takes her back to Louisiana, and she's going to now have to stay with Selena Gomez and her dad for a little while things they figure out how they're going to do this. And this is where it becomes that whole fish out of water thing. Again, same type of thing that's used all the time. And it kind of works a little bit here, like when they're sitting in there. And Hannah says, hey, guys, haven't seen me with my glasses on. I look so much older and so much nerdier. See, there you go. I'm sure you still look wonderful, Hannah. You always do. Will McKee, welcome in. Good to have you here as well. Rachel's here. Rachel Fithian, welcome in,
hey,
Rachel. Good to see you. We got 2 Rachels in here right now. So, Dan, I want you to touch on this part. So, the fish out of water thing, like when she first gets there and she's like in the bedroom and she's like, yeah, I need more room, so we're going to have to move that bed out of this room. And she's like, well, that's my bed. Talk a little bit about that part, if you don't mind.
Funny enough, this scene when Rosie is now her name, Demi Lovato's name. Obviously, they had to change her name from Rosalina to Rosie because they couldn't have chosen a more different name. Because they're obviously trying to not disguise the person.
Hey, Kevin, welcome.
When she arrived in Louisiana with Selena Gomez and her father in their house, it reminded me of the film Splash. We reviewed Splash, of obviously the mermaid being literally out of water in New York City. Obviously she is pretty much, spent her whole life being a princess, being, having people waiting on her and, having her getting ready to go to sleep at night or whatever it is. I think this part actually, I think Demi Lovato's character actually is very sort of consistent in her upbringing, her backstory, which I think is quite good. They've kept that sort of quite well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all about that learning curve to become more and more
mm-hmm.
normal, I guess.
Right.
But I think what I've noticed with this film, and especially here, because this is the first scene where both Selena Gomez and Demi Lovato are in the same scene,
mm-hmm.
their chemistry as actresses are very good. They work. Yeah, I think they work very well together.
So. I think so. I do agree with you there. I thought they worked really, really well together in that respect. What I liked about the whole fish out of water thing is just the way she would talk to her, like, something like, I need night clothes. And she's like, well, here. And she throws her a cup. And she goes, preferably silk. And she's like, well, this is what you're getting. Things like that. That all worked well with them, too. I agree with you. And that's part of the chemistry that really is good for them. Hey, Jameson, welcome in. Good to have you here.
Jameson.
I agree with you there. What I liked about the part, then, the next morning she takes her to school with her because she's like, where are we going? She's like, you're going to school. You're 16. You got to go to school.
Yeah. So
she takes her to school. And this is where usually, the new guy kind of flounders. But in this movie, she doesn't flounder. She actually flourishes in the high school role. Like the very first class she goes to is French class. But she speaks French fluently.
Perfect French.
Perfect French. She's in the French class. The teacher loves her. And everybody else is looking at her like, what? It's actually pretty good. And then she's there. She's just flourishing. She's doing really well. She's talking to everybody. The people seem to like her, except for the mean girls, because they don't like anybody if they're not first on the list, if that makes sense. Jason, welcome in, buddy. Good to see you.
And their sort of goal, as I'm assuming in most high schools in the obviously I didn't go to school in the United States, so this whole concept of homecoming and becoming homecoming queen is sort of everyone's big aspirations for every young girl in that sort of age group. So obviously it's very competitive, and the popular, the mean girl, Chelsea, she wants to be, homecoming queen more than anybody. She's desperate. She would do absolutely anything to become that, to become popular. And obviously she gets now jealous of, not only I think is she jealous of Selena Gomez's character, but now also Demi Lovato's character, who is now sort of showing everybody off, showing how amazing she is and how cool she is and that kind of thing. So
yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. She kind of does that, and she really flourishes, whether it's the scene at the bowling alley where she's throwing strikes left and right, or whether it's cooking.
She's probably never even seen a bowling alley before. And
she says that. She's like, what is this? This is a bowling alley. What do? You bowl. That's what she says. And she looks down there and she goes, here's the ball. And she looks over at the mean girl, because the mean girl's up on the lane over there, and she sees her bowl. And she's like, oh, okay, that's how you do it. She just starts throwing strikes.
There's one thing that really annoys me in those kind of films. When you see the shot, this is more cinematography of how someone directs a film. When you're in the eye, you're the first person view of your protagonist, and you see the mean girl to the side of you, and she does the perfect slow motion bowl. She does the whip behind, turns around, and I'm just like, can you be any more obnoxious and annoying and like so full of yourself? Like it just really bugs me.
It's true.
I guess that's the point. But
yeah, that's kind of her role. That's what it's about. But I like the one part when they're in the kitchen, when they're in the cafeteria,
right,
and they're talking about not prom queen. It's not prom queen, homecoming queen. And she's like, "Oh, you guys have queens here too?" Because she just doesn't get it. She's not your typical. Look, she's not from the U.S. for one.
To be fair, I would probably ask the same thing if I was in a school like that.
Exactly, but that's my point. She's asking a legitimate question. She doesn't get it. Now, Dan, you're a little bit different. You know how the world works. Not only does she not know the United States, she doesn't know how the world works because she's a princess. She's kind of hidden away from all that. Marco says 2 adult men talking about a girl tween movie, weird and creepy. We have no problem with that, I guess.
Don't blame me. Blame the box. We put it in the movie. Blame Disney Plus.
We have to review what comes out of the box, so we can't help it. It is what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. We pull ones out every week, but that's okay. I would think
that's your opinion. I bet you, DeMarco, you've probably never watched the movie, so you haven't given it a chance.
Yeah,
exactly. So don't judge a book by its cover.
No, that's all right. He's fine. No problem at all. Where was it? Cafeteria. But she asked. She goes, "Oh, you guys have princesses here too?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "Well, it's a little different." And she goes, "Well, how do you become this princess?" And he goes, "Well, you got to get nominated and you got to get votes." And so she stands up and goes, I nominate Carter as homecoming queen." And she's like, Carter's like, "That's not what I want."
It's just putting you in that sort of embarrassing sort of situation. And obviously that whole thing about being popular, obviously Carter being Selena Gomez's character now feels sort of even more less popular because of Demi Lovato's actions. So it's quite an interesting
right.
Yeah.
And to an extent, Carter's got a little bit of jealousy towards Rosie because Rosie, like I said, is actually flourishing. She's doing really well for the most part. Whether it's this or whether it's that, people like her. Even the hunk guy that Carter is in love with since 3rd grade, as she says, kind of gravitates towards Rosie instead, and that kind of
it makes her even more jealous.
Exactly, so, and diminishes her in some way too. It doesn't make her feel as like, oh my gosh, she's better than me to an extent. So they have this kind of friction between Carter and Rosie a little bit because of all this, but that kind of pans out in the end. Thank goodness.
Yeah, exactly.
But
absolutely.
Let's go to from there. The mean girl, which her name again is Chelsea, is seeing that the popularity of Rosie is growing.
Yeah,
and her sidekick friend is like, look, she could actually win this thing over you. So then she kind of devises, and this is the second time she does this. I mean, the first time of 2, because she does it again in a little bit. We'll talk about it. She devises a plan. She's like, here, I'll give you a job at my dad's ice cream parlor. And she just her first day, and Chelsea just brings Rosie in and just leaves her and calls everybody to come get ice cream to just overwhelm her. And it works. It works.
It's one of the few sort of, I think, villainous plans in those Disney Channel shows that actually kind of works. And it kind of puts that pressure on. But I don't think Rosie really cares. She just wanted to do a good job. She didn't really care about her popularity. She didn't care about becoming homecoming queen. She didn't really care about that. All she wanted to do was to blend into a normal environment. That's all she wanted to do.
And you're right.
So really, it embarrassed her in a way, not because she was of a popularity, but because she just wanted to do a good job.
Right, and she didn't. She failed. She failed at the job. But she was set up to fail. So it didn't matter. She had no help. She didn't know what she was doing, but she did the best she could. And then they sabotaged her even more by turning on the whatever that was, the one dorky kid turned on to impress the mean girl, Chelsea. But then that's when Carter and her friend, the other guy that's in this, who we really haven't even talked about, the guy that kind of
he doesn't have a big role.
No, he doesn't have a big role, but he pines for Carter. But they come there and they actually help out Rosie, get her cleaned up a little bit, bring her out, turn off the machine so she's not there. And she's like, she even says to her, and it's kind of a good point. She goes, "What are you doing here?" And she goes, "Well, you told me I needed a job." She goes, "Yeah. Not this job." And she helped her out. And then on the way out, they knew what Chelsea did. They knew that she set her up, and they kind of called her out on that. And again, what Chelsea thought was going to work actually backfired. It made actually Rosie look better because she didn't take it the way I think she thought. That's how I saw that.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, and I think it's just kind of like now we see Carter and Rosie. They were sort of against each other. They weren't sort of getting along, and from this sort of moment, now they are sort of trying to support one another. Mm-hmm. They kind of know what they are sort of trying to do. They're on good terms, and I think it's actually going quite well from there. So, and then they start to look ahead to what's coming up, and actually the principal announces who is the princesses of the homecoming. Mm-hmm. So Chelsea, the sort of the mean girl, gets nominated. She thought her friend Brooke was going to get nominated as well, but that turns out to be wrong. She doesn't actually she doesn't get nominated, which actually makes them fall apart actually. Yeah. And then Carter and Rosie, both of them two, obviously get nominated because obviously it's a movie and it's about them too. So, So it's Chelsea, Rosie, and Carter all get nominated for the award.
Right, and the whole time, remember, Rosie is there undercover. Nobody's supposed to know who she is because the general is trying to find her. Okay, that's what he's doing. He's trying to find where she is, so that he can come get her, take her back, imprison her, and take over power. The whole point of her being away from her mom and out of the country is because now she has a chance at some point, once they can get him out of there, to go back and take over.
And to reclaim, right. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's why she's undercover, so to speak, or in hiding. And that's important for a little... Yeah, somewhat. But again, a lot of people in this country may not know about that country and vice versa. But we're going to kind of jump ahead a little bit. So at this point, they are getting along now. They're starting to do things together. And it's kind of cool in that respect that you see that. I like the fact that the two of them are not at battling each other the whole time. They're not at each other's throats, which is good. But then we kind of get to where the one girl that wasn't voted in as a princess.
Yeah, Chelsea's former friend.
Right. Her name is Brooke. She's at a local, I don't know if it's a library or what it is, but she's sitting there and she's reading a magazine, and it just happens to be a Spanish magazine because she takes Spanish. And who's on the cover of the magazine?
Rosie.
Yeah. So as dumb as she is, God bless her, she actually puts two and two together.
She actually speaks good Spanish.
Yeah, which is really funny. That's funny. Hannah's talking to Skipper Dad, says, yeah, that's so great to hear, because he said that he was going to come back again, putting it on the schedule. And watch that movie for next week's review and go back and watch the movies. Yeah, it's true. That's what we do.
Every Sunday, 6 p.m., we always pick a random film out of the box on Disney+.
Yeah, absolutely we do. And that's as ridiculous as it might sound for us, this is what we do.
But we'll just take a quick second. Like, it's not always like this kind of films. We've watched films like Guardians of the Galaxy. We've watched The Cat from Outer Space, Lion King,
Apple Dumpling Gang,
Captain Marvel. We've done things like the Lizzie McGuire film. Like, there's always George of the Jungle. We've always done. It's just a random film. It just so happens to be the Princess Protection Program this week. So, so we hope that you guys come back.
But that's part of the fun of it. Okay, if it was just going to be the really good films like Avengers or Star Wars or this or that, where's the fun in that?
Yeah, we've all done that.
Yeah, we want to do all kinds of different things so that it also broadens our scope of what we watch. Because would I normally watch the Princess Protection Program? Absolutely not. But for this, I watched it.
Skipper Dad says, when do you pull the next one? We always do it at the end of the show.
Yep, we're going to do the pull in just a little bit.
We will.
Go ahead,
So Brooke, who's Chelsea's former friend, finds out that Rosie is this princess from Costa Luna country. And during that time, Selena Gomez and Demi Lovato, both their characters, do the typical Disney Channel scene where they all go shopping, they all go dress shopping, whatever it is, getting ready for prom. It's that montage that they always do with the cheesy music. And they find two very, pretty prom dresses, blah, 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 all done. And what happens is Chelsea and Brooke actually get back together because Brooke now offers Chelsea, hey, I know something that you don't. I know that Rosie isn't actually who she says she is. She's actually a princess from Costa Luna. So they get back together and go to Carter's house where they're both staying. And they pretty much gives Rosie an ultimatum.
She kind of blackmails her.
Blackmails, yeah.
Kind of does. You know what? I'll say this. Let me interject for a second. You know what this movie doesn't have that I thought was surprising?
Good acting?
No. It's fine.
Good story?
No.
Good music?
Well, no music. There's no... Demi Lovato and Selena Gomez are singers.
Yeah,
whether it's Camp Rock or this, they didn't have any songs. This is just a movie. It's literally not a musical.
Thank goodness.
But what are they known for? They're known more for their singing than I think they are their acting.
Now they are. I think now they are. But I think back then it was.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm just kind of surprised.
Yeah, I think more Demi was more singing, whereas Selena Gomez was definitely more acting, I think.
Yeah, I guess so. Hey, Mom. Cynthia, Candy Mom, our first member. Welcome in. Good to see you. There's Melissa, Emma's mom as well. Good to have you here. Thanks for being here. Brian's in the house. What's up, Brian? Brian,
hey, Brian.
Welcome in, pal. Good to see you. Anthony, the Molar Man, is here. Wow, everybody's coming in now. Good to have everybody. Thank you all for being here. Guys, be sure to hit that like button. Wow, we're up to 45 likes already. That's amazing. Thank you.
Hit that like button, guys.
But I just was surprised they didn't have any numbers. That's all. Even Demi Lovato, I thought, like when she was sitting there in the very beginning and at night and she was crying because she was away from her mom and she missed her mom, I was waiting for a song. That's what I thought was about to come, was a song, and it just didn't happen. That's all. I just was surprised they didn't have any numbers in this. But
I'm not complaining.
No, not me either. But I was just surprised by it. That's all. So let's move on. We're kind of coming to the end here. So yes. They get ready for prom. They find their dresses. But what's really neat about this is the part I will say I did like, Dan. I like how they brought the other girls from the school, the less popular girls, in on this. The other girls that aren't really in this movie, they don't have any lines. They bring them all there. They give them all dresses. They doll them up. They get them all in their makeup and all that. I kind of liked that part of it.
It makes them feel important. And given a bit of love rather than sort of overlooked. Yeah.
And by the way, they had to do that because when Chelsea and Brooke came to blackmail or give Rosie that ultimatum, they ruined their dresses that they had gotten at the shop.
Yeah, they threw them in like a puddle
of mud and all that, and that's not coming out. So ultimately, they needed new dresses. They got new dresses. They also got dresses for the other girls that were less popular as well to help to make them feel good and to have fun. And they did, and they kind of went to homecoming. But in the meantime, the general found out where
Rosie
was. And he's like, okay, we're going to Louisiana. So Dan, I'll let you touch on that a little bit because I'm talking a lot here. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so they go to homecoming, and the general is on his way, and Carter's dad is there as sort of protection as well. And they were going to do sort of like a plan because what Selena Gomez's character, what Carter did, she actually rang Rosie's designer, dress designer, back in Costa Luna, and she was certain that the dress designer was going to tell the general, which is how he found out where she was.
But I think it was part of the plan because in the end, he's still there. So I don't think it was a double cross. I think it was planned that he wanted them to tell.
Yeah.
That's how I took
that's how I took it as well.
it. Okay.
So what happened is they got two dresses. One dress was
For Rosie.
for
And the
Rosie,
other,
and one was given to Carter.
but they switched
But they
the
swapped.
dresses.
But they swapped the dresses.
Yeah. So with the one that the general thought Rosie was going to wear, Carter actually wore. And they wore masks too, which was really, really good. So he couldn't see her face. All he could go off of was the dress, which was really kind of smart. I like that.
So when they were at homecoming, the general walks in, goes sort of behind Carter's back. It's like, right, I know it's you. Let's go. Just let's get in the helicopter and fly back to Costa Luna. And actually, it nearly worked. But what happened is that Rosie actually won homecoming. She became homecoming queen, and she was like saying, "Oh, thanks to Carter, it's all Carter to thank." And she was like, "Where's Carter?" And actually, she finds out that she's been taken by the general, and then the big, Avengers Endgame war happens. Where actually, no, that nothing really happened. Carter's dad comes in to save the day and kicks the general and arrests him, and that's pretty much it.
Well, yeah, that's it. I mean, pretty much at that point, the general's taken down. Rosie is fine; she's safe, and she won homecoming queen. She didn't really care. I mean, she won it, but she didn't really need it. That's pretty much the end of it. And then at that point, they cut the scene to the new scene where you see Rosie at the inauguration. She becomes queen. Carter and her family are there. Her dad is there as well. And that's it. That's pretty much how
that's the end of the movie.
That is literally it. But that's what it's all about. I didn't need more from it. I got it. I mean, I understood the simplicity of what this was about. Look, this was a Disney Channel original movie in 2009. It's for who the demographic of this is for. The young girls. It's good for them. They're going to love this movie.
Yeah,
that's my opinion.
Yeah,
so, Dan, we're coming up on about the 15-minute mark, 18-minute mark before we're out of time. So I want to go over a few things with you. First and foremost, I want you to tell me if you had your favorite character, if you had one, and your favorite scene, because people were asking about favorite scenes here. So, do you have a character you like, and do you have a favorite scene?
Favorite character? I probably have to go with Carter's dad. Okay. The General Mason. Can see sort of the two sides of the coin, see two sides of both Carter and Rosie. Right. I like sort of his character. And favorite scene? This is a tough one. Favorite scene? I don't know.
If you don't have one,
maybe. You know what? Actually, no, there is a good scene. There actually is a good scene where Rosie sort of opens up to Carter about why she left. Why she's lying in bed, she's upset, she's like the reason why she had to leave, and where sort of Carter understands why why she's here, why she needs to sort of change herself for her own safety. That's I think that scene's pretty
good. Awesome. Okay, we'll get the reviews in a minute. Not yet. I want to kind of hold on for that. So for me, my favorite character in this is probably I like Selena Gomez as a character. I like Carter in this. I think she did a really good job. Out of all the acting, I think hers was the best in this. I think she was better. I hate to say it. I think she was better than Demi Lovato acting-wise. I don't know. I'm not big on Demi Lovato's acting. I think you're right. No. I think that Selena Gomez is a little bit more polished. But then again, Demi Lovato is more of a singer. So it makes sense. Yep. But I like Carter. I liked her character a lot. I like the dad as well. I actually like the general. General was funny. But for me, my favorite scene was the bowling scene. Just thought that was really funny. It was really, I just liked the way they put it together. And then the way Selena Gomez's character is like, she doesn't do anything bad. Is this happening to me right now? And everybody starts coming around watching her. And it was just, and then Selena Gomez's character leaves and the guy goes, why are you leaving? And she goes, oh, it's getting too crowded over there because everybody's watching her bowl. I like that scene. I thought that scene was funny.
It's a good fun scene.
Yeah. All right, Dan. So we have come to the moment where we are going to give our review. We're at the 15-minute mark here. Hang in there, guys, because we got a poll for next week. And we
will poll, but we'll tell you what's going to happen.
Yeah, we're going to tell you about next week because next week is a
It's interesting.
really special, interesting show. So hang in there.
Yeah.
And we're still going to do a poll for the week after.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that too, because we're going to decide where that's going to be, whether or not you want it back with you or if it's going to fall back to me. But we'll get to that.
That's fine.
All right, Daniel. So let me just say again, for those just coming in, we do letter grades, A+ to an F. We've given both. We've given A+ and we've given Fs on this channel. So it's okay if you do it. I've given the F. I think Daniel's given the A+. I don't think I've given an A+ yet. So it's okay. So in the chat, and we're gonna go over your letter grades as well in a little bit. Give us your letter grade if you've seen this. We'd love to hear from you. But Daniel, you're up, buddy.
Yeah. So this film is an interesting film. I think during the time of Disney Channel with all these actors and actresses, going through the shows like Wizards of Waverly Place, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, Sunny with a Chance, Lizzie McGuire, like all these sorts of, they tried to make the most out of all of these films. Mm-hmm. Did I enjoy this film? Somewhat. I thought it was better than I thought, but it's not saying much. Like, the acting was okay. The story was predictable. It was, I thought it was fine. Did it make me laugh? No, not really. Did it have a good message? Yeah, it had a good message. But again, this kind of goes back to what a debate that we've always had with some of these films. Whose demographic is this film for? Is it for me or Walt? Maybe not. But this is just purely how we've watched it, last week in our sort of perspective. Will I go back and watch this? Probably not. I'm sure if I was a 10-year-old girl, I would probably give this an A+. But for me personally, I can't give this any more than, I'll be generous, D+.
Okay.
I'm going to give it a D+.
All right. Gotcha.
I can't. I think it's very difficult for me to give anything more than that. Considering I say a C is like an average, like a middle. I don't think this is a great movie. I don't think this is even a good movie. I think this is maybe a bit below average. That's just my opinion.
Right. And that's the thing, folks. That's the one thing we got to say is, of course, this is our opinions on the movie. I wholeheartedly agree. This movie isn't made for me, who's a 50-year-old man. It's not. It's not the demographic they're shooting for. The demographic they're shooting for are going to love this. They really, really are. Anywhere between the age of 8 to 15, 16 is going to 17, maybe even 18. If you're going to like this, you really, really will. There are aspects of it I did enjoy. There were aspects of it that could have been a lot better. The story is predictable. Some of the acting is pretty good. Some of it could be better. For what it's made for, I think it worked for what it was made to do. It really, really was. It wasn't made for me. So in that respect, I think that's why, for me, I'm giving it a C-. I understand who this movie is for. And if it's, for the young girl, maybe even the young boy to an extent, they're going to like this. I think they will. I think they're going to like this. They're going to be like, oh, that was a lot of fun. And especially if you're a Selena Gomez or a Demi Lovato fan, you're going to love this. It's right up your alley. It's your girls. There they are. We'll have to watch it. What's up, Matt? Welcome in, buddy.
Hey, Matt.
So for me, no, I'm probably not ever going to watch this again. Absolutely not. Even if it's on and I see it and I pass it, I'm going to pass it. I just am.
But that's the thing. I'm glad that we've watched it. It gives us the opportunity. And that's what we say about these films. When we pull a film like this is probably a film that we will probably never, ever go to watch. But we're glad that we watched it. And that's it. That's
right. I agree 100%.
And we made those opinions. Shall I read through the chat and see if there's any other grades that were posted?
I saw at least one.
Rachel Fithian gave it a B, which is a really lovely grade there. And it shows that you've really, really enjoyed that one there. Brian says, I'll give it the worst grade I know, a D+. This is the worst grade because when kids come home with 1 on their report card, they can try to make it out be a better grade than it is from the plus.
Fair enough, Brian.
Nice.
Fair enough.
Nice.
Look, there are aspects of this film that are okay. There really are. That's why, for me, it wasn't that bad. We sat there and watched it. I almost watched the entire thing. The only reason why I didn't watch it straight through was because I was out of time the one day. I watched like the first 15 minutes. But I watched the rest of it straight through. It kept me enough to do that. I just wanted to see how they were going to end it. I knew that she was ultimately going to win and the general was going to lose. I just didn't know. To me, I was interested in how they were going to do that. I was like, okay, well, with her being here, how are they going to get him out of power? I'm interested to see that. Yeah. Hannah also gave it a grade.
Hannah gives it a D, and Debbie Burnfield gives it a B.
There you go. That's very awesome.
Nice. Very nice.
We've got both ends of the spectrum here, and that's fantastic. I like that. Brian, hey, what's up, buddy?
Brian? Gives it C+.
Brian gives it a C+. You go, buddy.
You know what this film really feels like? It feels like a Disney Channel-eyed version of Game of Thrones.
Not really.
Yeah, it's all about, taking. You could say that Costa Luna was like Winterfell taken to power by the Boltons, and Sansa had to escape.
Grasping at straws, my friend. That did not even come to mind for me.
Who would have thought in the 30-something odd episodes we've done Disney Movie Review, we would compare the Princess Protection Program to Game of Thrones?
Not me. And Rachel, I'm with you. I do like predictable movies too. Christmas specials are my jam. Look, Melissa and I sit and watch the Hallmark Christmas specials every single year. I love them. And it's the same story they're telling 1,000 times, but I don't care.
See, I'm the opposite. Like for me, the film like Titanic, I know the ship's going to sink. Why do I need to watch it? I know it's going to sink.
I agree. Paul Engel gave a grade too.
Paul Engel gives it a D.
There you go. There you go.
Right.
It depends, Dan. It depends on what movie I'm watching for predictability. Yeah, okay. What to me, like for instance, with the Captain America movies, I want Cap to win. And I want him to win every single time. And if he doesn't win, even though it's probably unpredictable, I get mad. I want that predictability. I know what my predictability is I want him to win, and I know he's going to win. But where I want it to be unpredictable is how he wins.
But you know that he's going to do it. But you know that he's going to do it all day. So
yeah, I mean, I can do this all day.
Oh man, right. Yeah, so
they are on all day. I agree.
So our big announcement. Did you want me to?
You give it because it's on your channel, man. Next week, Dan's channel.
I'm gonna do it. Hold on, wait. Let me just do this for 1 sec, because you can do this. So next week we are going to have our first ever annual Disney Movie Review Award ceremony. It's kind of like a take on the Oscars. We are going to have nominations and awards of all the films we've watched over the past year. It's been 1 year since we have done Disney Movie Review. Granted, we don't do these every week. That's what we do. We do it sort of whenever we get the chance to. And what we'd like to do this next week on my channel, we are going to have an awards ceremony for myself and Walt and award awards to certain films that we've reviewed over the last 12 months. So we might have things like the worst movie of the year, the best performance by an animal, the worst score ever produced in a film, the best Brendan Fraser moment. We might have the wackiest awards that we've done, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and that'll be next week at 6 p.m.
Yes, it's going to be amazing. You guys got to show up for that. We might even have a special guest who come in that we're on, and who knows? We'll see. We'll see what we can get together. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be tons of fun. I can't wait for next week.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
And it's on Dan's channel now, 6 p.m. next Sunday. It's on Dan's channel. So we got a lot of people in here that may not be, if you're not subscribed to Dan's channel, you need to go over there and do that right now so you don't miss that next week. And Dan's awesome. Look, if you love Disney, Dan's a former cast member. He knows Disney inside and out. He does Disney stuff all the time. You'll love his channel. He's our partner channel. If he wasn't good, he wouldn't be a partner channel. He's great. We love him.
Oh, thank you, buddy.
Will there be popcorn?
Yeah. Well,
what kind of question is that? Will there be popcorn?
Will there be popcorn? Even at 11 p.m. on a Sunday, I'm going to have popcorn next week.
Yes, that's actually not a bad idea, Melissa. She says we need like announcers or somebody to read the categories. That might not be
the award for the weirdest movie name goes to.
We'll figure it out. We got some stuff to figure out. Al, what's up, buddy?
What's up, Al? And I think also we should pick for not next week, but the week after now.
Yes.
So we know what's happening next week, but for the week after, so 2 weeks' time, so the first week after the reward ceremony, we are now going to pick our next movie, the Tinkerbell for the win. Of course, Courtney Rainwaters wants Tinkerbell to win Best Movie. So if you don't know, if you've never been to Disney Movie Review before, every week at the end of the show, we choose a random movie from Disney Plus out of this Funko box. I know it's a Funko box. Don't hate me. I needed a box. Couldn't find anything, so I chose this. I also like it because you get to see my hand inside.
That's true.
So we are going to pick the film, which will be on your channel, because obviously next week will be on mine.
Oh, Lord. I already know what he's going to pull. He's going to pull something like Camp Rock 35 or something.
No, I didn't put Camp Rock. I did not put Camp Rock 2 in. I promise you.
Okay. I always get all the Disney Channel exclusive movies.
I had Lizzie McGuire, thank you.
No, that was on my channel.
That was on mine because you were you were in Epcot at the time.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Right.
What's up, Dave?
So this is going to be the poll for 2 weeks' time. So if everybody wants to put a drum roll in the chat, let's see what we're going to get. I would really like I'd like a Muppet film. We haven't done a Muppet film yet.
Here we go. We haven't done a Star Wars either.
Yeah, we have. We did Revenge of the Sith.
Oh, that's right.
All right, here we go. In 2 weeks' time, we will be reviewing. You like sort of retro films, don't you?
I do like retro films.
We are going to be watching. You probably might have not have heard this. Actually, you might have, but some people might not have heard this. We're going to be watching The Incredible Journey. The Incredible Journey.
Is that the dog movie?
No, that was Homeward Bound. We did that already.
But isn't? No, I think that is too. I think that's a dog movie.
The Incredible Journey. Let me look up on IMDb.
Is that Homeward? Is that Homeward Bound too?
No, The Incredible. Credible.
It is a dog movie.
No, it's not.
The Incredible Journey. It's a dog
1963.
movie. 1963. It's a dog movie.
We're watching another dog film. It looks exactly this. You know what? I think it's like the original Homeward Bound.
I told you, it is. That's exactly what it is.
Let's do a repoll then. Let's do a repoll then.
Wait, you guys are here for the exclusive. We've never done a repoll.
We've never done a repoll. Right, here we go. Let's just pretend the last 2 seconds never happened. All right, ladies and gentlemen, in 2 weeks' time on Mark's channel,
he's going to pull Homeward Bound. Oh, actually, we did Homeward Bound.
We did Homeward Bound. All right, here we go. We will be reviewing in 2 weeks' time. Okay, again, another kind of retro-y one.
Which one?
Escape to Witch Mountain.
Oh, okay. All right, I've seen that. It's been a while. But,
Escape to Witch Mountain.
Now, let me ask you this question, though. And everybody in the chat, I'm sure you know this. Are we talking about the original one, or are we talking about the one with The Rock? Because they did a remake.
There's been 2?
Well, it's just a remake. I mean, it's an updated version of it. But yes, there's an Escape to Witch Mountain that was like back in the 70s, like 1975.
1975, yeah. Let me have a look on Disney Plus and see which one. I think we're going to do the original.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Great. Yeah, I think
let's do the original.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
There we go. 1975. Actually, it's the only one on Disney Plus, the original Escape to Witch Mountain.
Oh, okay. The Rock one isn't there yet? Okay.
No. There's the Race to Witch Mountain, which is
that's
the Rock one. We're doing Escape to Witch Mountain. This is 1975.
I'm sorry. Yes, 1975. Okay,
That's
I got you.
That's what we're gonna do. There we go. Cool. That will be
There's a sequel to that too. Return to Witch Mountain.
There we go. So that's what we're going to be doing in 2 weeks' time. Next week is our award show, and then the following week is Escape to Witch Mountain.
Awesome. It's going to be fun. See, look, Brian knows that movie. Debbie knows that movie.
It's going to be fun.
Cynthia knows that movie. I haven't seen it in forever.
I've never seen it.
Courtney knows that movie. Watch it, Dan.
I can't wait.
You'll see.
I can't wait.
I haven't seen it in like a really long time, so I'll be interested to see. Because as a kid, I loved it too. I'm with Brian. I loved it, but I'm wondering if it still holds water today. So I'm
looking
interested.
forward to watching it. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yep. Cool. All right, buddy. Well, there you go, folks. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Disney Movie Review. Daniel, thank you, my buddy. And what's coming up?
You've called me Daniel this whole stream.
That's right. I'm being proper tonight. I'm gonna go drink some tea in a little bit.
Oh man, it's so good to be back. I always, like I've said, every time we do these streams, I always love doing these Disney movie reviews with my buddy. We really have a lot of fun, and we always love talking about these films. And we look forward to seeing everybody next week for the award ceremony. It's going to be real good fun. We'll reminisce on some of the good times we've had over this last year of all the films we've watched, and do some awards as well. But it's been fun. If you haven't checked out my channel, my name is Disney Dan, DIZNEYDAN, all one word. I do my main show, which is Disney Fiasco, which is on Saturdays, 7 p.m. Eastern. If you haven't checked it out, please go check it out. Yesterday's stream was absolutely hilarious. We were doing like a game with a lot of other YouTubers. It was really good fun. I hope you guys come out and check that out. So next week will be episode 136 of Disney Fiasco, which is kind of crazy. We're getting closer to the 150 episode milestone. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. And then obviously next week on my channel will be the award show for Disney Movie Review. And I also have a vlog coming out, which I'm working on lately. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, that's me. You can also follow me, same thing, on Twitter and Instagram, Disney Dan.
Absolutely. Dan's fantastic, everybody. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. And as for us, we've got Desanity coming up on Tuesday night. We're back to talking normal Desanity. Our 3-part series on moving to Florida is over. It was highly successful. Many people have actually reached out to Mark Younger about purchasing homes and things of that nature. Again, if you're looking to do so, Mark is the guy. Be sure to tell him that Mouse Talk sent you. They were great, but Desanity is back. And Melissa and I are going to talk about the Boo Bash. The Boo Bash tickets go on sale on the 15th. We're going to talk a little bit about the After Hours Boo Bash events that's coming to Walt Disney World.
Wasn't the Boo Bash something in like the film Hook?
I don't know. Was it?
I don't remember. I don't know.
But we're going to be doing that. We're going to be talking about that on Tuesday's Desanity. Next Sunday, we are at Disney's Hollywood Studios, which is going to be great. We're going to be doing Hollywood Studios next week. Next Saturday, we don't know yet. We think it's going to be SeaWorld. It's going to be a lot of fun. And maybe a surprise stream during the week. I'll have to see if I can finagle something for you guys. That's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you to everybody that came out today. We had a huge day. We had almost 650 people in stream this afternoon watching the Magic Kingdom. We've had a little bit of blips in the stream, but I think we got it worked out. We were testing. So thank you all. Other than that, guys, the normal mousekeeping that we do, be sure to check out Dean over at The Live Place, theliveplace.com. Our partner channel is this guy right there, Disney Dan. Saturdays, Disney Fiasco at 7. Sundays right here for Disney Movie Review. And, of course, his vlogs as they come out. Steve's World goes live on Mondays with just another Monday night. Thank you to our members. As usual, members, we love you. You go above and beyond, and your generosity and loyalty is much appreciated. Melissa and I are so honored. And then other than that, gang, Dan, how do you end your show, pal?
Don't pick the same movie twice. No. Eat pretzels ears first. I don't know. No, it's live your life with a smile each and every day.
Rod Priester, thanks for being here. I'm going to answer your email, Al, as soon as because I said this last time and it took me a day to do it. But I have it up on my other screen right here. I'm answering this. We will work it out. I promise. We're gonna see you. But guys, thank you everybody for being here. We love you. Take care of yourselves and each other. And we'll talk to you soon. Oh, and for the good of all Cree.
For the good of all Cree.
We just can't not say it.
No, I know. It's all Cree.
Did I end it? I didn't end it.
This is the second time you've done it.
I hit not yet. I meant to hit end broadcast.
Second time you've done that.
Goodbye, everybody. I'm sorry. End broadcast.